It's I, Komi, and I'm here to give you a tier list of all the Omega Striker strikers based on power level, according to me, according to observation. Just note that with regards to Omega Strikers, right now, all strikers are completely viable, you know? And when picking a striker, rather than picking one that is meta or supposedly strong, you would be much better benefited by picking a striker that you can play right. You can play properly. At least that's what I've observed. That being said, let's get to the tier list.
Go strike!
So first and foremost, let's delineate all of the tiers. So S tier stands for staple, meaning that these strikers in particular grab the team and stick them together like a stapler. You all know what the staple means, right? Next, A tier, also known as when you're trying to do competitive, when you're trying to do ranked. B stands for ban. We can handle this, right? And C is for crazy high skill cap, which means that these characters are a bit harder to play to their full potential. I mean, the skill cap on all characters is near infinite. It's just that these guys you specifically have to unlock a degree of skill in order for them to be very good. D is for never gets picked, doesn't get picked. Okay, let's start with the staples. Staples are the typical goalie characters, which makes this Atlas and Dubu. For obvious reasons, while everybody can be a goalie, these are the two people with the kits that are much more focused in keeping the ball away from the goal. So they're staple. You cannot do without one. Some would contend that Asher is a good goalie. Sometimes she is. Sometimes, only sometimes. So next one, let's go to D tier. D also stands for Drakkar because nobody plays Drakkar. I don't know why. He's not a bad character, but with nobody playing him, that comes with a couple of caveats. If you're solo queuing or double queuing, you might have a party which doesn't know what to do with you, or because you don't have much to compare yourself to, you don't know whether or not you're doing well. So people with Drakkar usually suck or are extremely good, but the extremely goods are far in between, and extremely far in between, because having a Drakkar, facing against a Drakkar, having a Drakkar in your team is also far in between. That being said, I see a lot of potential in pro Drakkars just owning everybody because nobody expects it. It's like a surprise. Right now, at least at this very moment, Asher is also D tier, at least by the way I've delineated it here, because as of right now, most heroes cost 10,000 of the currency you earned in game, but Asher costs like 25, so not a lot of people have her because they either spend it all on characters or getting trainings. Not a lot of people have Asher right now, even though she's new and she just got out. That being said, because not a lot of people have her, not a lot of people have experience with her. The same thing as Drakkar, and because she's new, not a lot of people are good at her yet. There's some people that are a cut above the rest, but I feel like we have yet to unlock her maximum potential. And I don't think we're even close to it. Now next, level C tiers for the highest skill cap people. So it's very variable whether or not you'd get a good one or a bad one in your team. One that will be either useless or very useful. So high skill cap, we got number 1, because this is the least high skill cap of all the high skill cap characters. We got Kai, who is easy to start off with, but he's not easy to continue ass. It's very hard to unlock his full potential, but it's easy to get a decent striker out of him. Kai can do a lot of things, hard to master all of them. That's why he's in C tier. Next up in C tier is Estelle. Estelle this time has a high barrier of entry. It's hard to figure out how to shoot a ball. Generally speaking, this game, it's hard to snipe a ball, right? So if you're able to snipe a ball, the puck, you can probably play Estelle. But that being said, the best Estelle plays are the sneakiest ones, and not everybody can sneak the ball in. Very hard. And the highest skill cap character, in my opinion, the highest character that has a big skill cap and also has a lot of mistakes to be made in the process of gaining skills is Luna, because Luna, if your Luna sucks or if your Luna is new, they will shoot the puck into their own goal by accident, or they will get baited into doing so. So this is why. But if your Luna is amazing, your Luna will be able to get that puck into that goal, no problem. No questions asked, right from midfield. So, next, B tier. These are the people from B tier to A. These are the people you gotta ban. Somebody has to ban them. For B tier, there are people you can ban, you should ban, but you might be able to handle them given the situation. Just given the situation. Right off the bat, from the easiest to handle to the hardest to handle, I think Juno personally is the easiest to handle, because it's easy to stomp on her slimes and to make sure that she doesn't get the advantage that she needs in order to shoot with all of her babies, shoot the puck into the goal with all of her babies. It's relatively easy, but it's a distraction. It wastes your cooldowns. It wastes your cooldowns, so it's a bit bad. But there are wraparounds around her, there are ways to counter her, and it's a-okay. The second one in B tier, we got X. Because X is like a bruiser. His play style is extremely annoying. He will punch you out of the field, he will stagger you, he will bully the goalie, and it's a hassle. It makes it easier for the enemy team to win. That being said, there are ways to work around him, such as bullying him, actually attacking the enemy X so that they're the one who's out of bounds, right? They're the one who gets off the field. And you can also walk around him. He's a bit slow in comparison to everybody else. A bit, just a bit, not too much. So it's handleable. If you know how to handle him, you know how to handle him. If you don't know how to handle him, then you don't. That being said, the last in this tier is somebody you can barely counter, but can be really problematic. Or I feel like at the beginning of the game, people had no idea how problematic they were to begin with. But the last person in B tier, the most problematic of the B tier folks, is Era. She is a buffer and debuffer, which a lot of people don't know how much this affects things. But getting people to move faster means they could hit faster, they could counter the ball faster, and they could pressure the enemy team faster. Easier, right? So that's why Era is here. Even if you don't know how to use her, she's helping your party by merely existing, by merely pressing special, by debuffing slightly. She is a big help. Not to mention that when she brings out her little cyclone thingy, it stuns people. If it catches people inside it, it stuns them. And at the end of the day, even if you dodge it, even if you did dodge it, you would have technically worked towards opposite team's advantage, because you've given space for people from the opposite team to move in and to kick the ball through, right? So yeah, Era, technically uncounterable. You can still work around it, that's for sure. If you also have an Era, if you have a way to slow down the ball, or if you can play around the enemy team having such a big advantage, having such a big speed advantage over you. Another way to counter it is to kill her.
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really
They
fine.
just shove her to the edge. There's only one character I think you must always ban because they have a strong advantage over literally everybody. Everybody. And that would be Juliet. This is my careless. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope you have a fun day. I really like news records. I play a lot in my free time. If you like this content, hopefully I'll make it. And also I stream on Twitch. If you don't want to hang out with me in such a personal way, it's understandable. You just met. Toodaloo. Have a wonderful day.
Absolute sadness.